welcome back to Gardenville.tv. Well, today we're planting an Amaryllis. Now this is, to me, it looks like a beautiful plant, and if you're watching this clip, you're interested probably in Amaryllis and how you plant them and what you do with them. So that's why I'm here today with Susan, who's going to show us what to do.
Amaryllis, you get them around this time of the year coming up for Christmas. Great house plant, easy to grow, and will go on for several years if you look after it, which I'll tell you about. It comes like this. The roots are just beginning here, so we're going to pot it up. It comes in a box and it's come with its own compost, which are moistened first, because if you pot it up and then try and moisten the compost, you'll never get it damp enough.
Okay, well that's actually a good tip now, to moisten the compost. I don't know whether you do that at home. Certainly for me, to learn how to do this, I've never moistened it before you plant it. Yeah, so it's a good tip that.
It's just to get it moist for it.
Yeah.
And the pot, because it's indoors, the pot has no drain holes in it. So just to be sure, I'm going to put some gravel in.
Okay.
Just if it does get waterlogged, the water will be held down there. There's gravel in the bottom of the pot.
Oh yes, okay, see that.
Now, a bit of compost in. Firm it a bit.
Now this is interesting. You've a mixture with your compost, of course, as well. Now it's going in on top of the stones. Now you put this
up to about here. You leave a certain amount of the bulb showing.
Now this is a trick about Amaryllis.
Amaryllis, yeah. You leave about a third, a third to a half of the bulb exposed.
So that's a very important tip for anybody, because most people would think that you actually covered that bulb completely. I mean, that's the way I do it.
Yeah, no, you leave some of it exposed like that.
Okay.
Post here.
These are fabulous plants. I mean, I've seen them in the shops and stuff, and it's nice actually to be able to grow this yourself.
And there's lots of different...
You know, instead of going out and buying one, there's nothing better.
Well, it's more fun because you can watch it growing. There's lots of different varieties now. It used to come just as a plain single, huge, big red trumpet.
Yeah.
There are now, this one has a sort of spidery-like effect. I've never grown this one before. And you can also get double reds, almost black. You can get white. But the thing to do now, the compost is moist for now. Until it starts growing, you just keep the compost slightly damp. Once it starts growing, you water a little more often. And once the flower is over, you cut out, when it's withered, you cut out the flower stem, but the leaves will keep growing. And you keep feeding it. You feed it about once every 10 days, once it starts to grow and to flower. And you keep feeding it while the leaves are there. When the leaves start to go yellow, you stop feeding it and you let it dry out. So when the leaves are gone completely yellow, you can cut them off. You let it dry out. You leave it somewhere, maybe in your greenhouse, maybe somewhere outside for the summer. And then around sort of September, or even a bit later in the year, you start watering it again. And once it starts to grow again, you start feeding it, and you'll have it flowering again next year.
Now, Susan, you told me that these they're very fast growing plants, that this actually could grow an inch a day.
Well, it's something to half an inch to an inch a day.
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
1 to 2.5 centimetres a day.
Wow,
yeah.
that's incredible. That's why it needs all the water then.
Yeah, and it's great fun because something like that, to see it grow, I mean, if you want to give a present to your grandmother or somebody, who's housebound, because they can look after it and watch it growing. Or even for children, it's quite good because it's actually, they're not waiting for ages, and it's very dramatic.
Yeah, so they actually see it happening very quickly.
Yeah. If you're like me and you have no patience, you need to see things happening.
Yeah, well, I think that's absolutely brilliant. When will we expect to see a flower?
Well,
because we're now quite late in the year.
We're now quite late in the year, so we won't get it in time for Christmas. But come sort of end of January or so, we should be.
Oh, and there's nothing nicer than getting a flower.
And if you and I can keep it going, we'll have it on camera.
Oh yeah, I
but
know.
we blame you if it fails.
Well, I know, and that's always the problem here at Gardenville.tv.
I've got to have somebody to blame.
I'm always in trouble. But if you are growing these, do send us a photograph. We'd love to hear from you, wouldn't we, Susan?
I'd love to see photos of some of the really different. I think there's a yellow out there. I haven't seen it.
Oh, really?
I'd love to see photos of some different
there's an opportunity
varieties.
Now for somebody to send it in to us. We'd love share your knowledge with us. And of course, Gardenville.tv. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're blogging away. If you'd like to join us, please do check us out at www.gardenville.tv. And until the next time.